Welcome to Syntasa. In this presentation, we'll explore how Syntasa enables the creation of dynamic, data-driven audiences from raw data to real-world activation. We'll walk through the end-to-end audience lifecycle, starting from the data layer, moving through attribute definition and audience construction, and finally activating those audiences across downstream platforms. The goal is to show how Syntasa simplifies complex segmentation logic while maintaining accuracy, scalability, and flexibility for modern data and marketing teams. The journey begins with the data layer, the essential foundation where you define the building blocks for all customer segments. When setting this up, you must select an event store to house your results and define unique table names for your attributes and audiences. Defaults like SynAttribute are provided, but these become permanent once saved. Crucially, you will configure datasets by selecting raw input tables, such as clickstream data, and specifying a common identifier column like visitor_id. This ensures that as you pull from various datasets, you are accurately tracking unique users across your entire ecosystem. Without this properly configured backbone, downstream attributes and audiences cannot function. To begin building dynamic customer segments, we must start with the data layer, the backbone of the module. The data layer centralizes raw input data from your production database, making it accessible for all downstream processes. Here you will define your event store, table names for results, and specify identifier columns like visitor_id to ensure unique users are accurately tracked across your datasets. Remember, without a properly configured data layer, attributes and audiences cannot function. With our foundation set, we move to attributes, the granular traits or behaviors that define your customers, such as purchased in the last 30 days. In the attribute builder, you can create these traits manually by setting specific rules, or use auto-extract to automatically generate values from distinct values in a source column. When building rules, you will define recency, the look-back period for calculation, and frequency, which determines how often a condition must be met to be considered valid. Use the test icon to preview your logic and ensure it hits the target records before finalizing. Once basic attributes are defined, Syntasa allows you to build more advanced attributes that capture deeper user intent. Behavioral attributes track specific user actions, such as adding items to a cart or viewing products, allowing you to segment users based on real engagement. In addition, machine learning-based attributes can be incorporated by ingesting model outputs, such as purchase propensity scores. This enables teams to combine deterministic behavior with predictive intelligence, creating high-value, intent-driven audience segments. Now, we combine those attributes into audiences, dynamic segments built using logical operators like and/or not. For example, you might target users who purchase specific product and undone payment with specific method. In the audience builder, you simply drag and drop your pre-built attributes to define these segments. You will also set a retention value, which determines how many days a visitor remains valid within this audience for downstream activation. Once defined, your attributes and audiences must be executed to generate actionable data. You can run these as ad hoc jobs directly from the list screens or schedule them in the operations module for automated updates. After execution, results are stored in dedicated tables. The results table stores unique identifiers for matching users, the metadata table tracks unique attribute values, and the metrics table provides daily statistics for performance analysis. Before activating any audience, it's critical to validate that the segment logic and results are correct. Syntasa provides an output dataset view where users can audit job results and inspect the generated audience data. Using preview mode, teams can review a sample of records to confirm identifier matching, attribute logic, and overall segment accuracy. This validation step helps ensure confidence in the audience before it is pushed to downstream systems. The final step is activation. Through Audience Sync, you push your segments to external platforms like Facebook, Google Analytics, or your CRM. The Audience Sync screen provides a holistic view of all segments associated with your data layer. To activate an audience for a specific downstream system, simply toggle it to ON. This ensures your marketing campaigns stay fresh with real-time precision-targeted audience data, turning raw information into measurable business outcomes. To ensure reliable and high-quality audience creation, it's important to follow a few best practices. First, maintain consistency in identifier columns across all datasets to enable accurate user matching. Always test attribute logic on a smaller data range before scaling it to full production runs. Set retention periods that align with campaign goals. ensuring users remain valid for the intended duration. Finally, review audience metrics and validation outputs before activation to confirm the segment meets expectations and business objectives. That's all in this video. Please reach out to Syntasa for any query. Happy learning!